Hey guys, Woods Farm here. Just going to do a quick video and show everyone how you set up the Mastercraft 80 amp Mig Welder. I'm going to set this up for fluxcore, and this video will also help you if you got to change the wire out or you're putting the wire in for the first time. The instructions are pretty clear, so just follow those along, but this is just kind of a visual aid. Give you an idea how to do this. It can be a little tricky the first time. And I'm just going to use some of this Lincoln 0.30 flux core. Get this at Canadian Tire. Okay, the first thing you got to do is take the old wire out. So you can unscrew your tip, and then just pull the remainder of the wire out. You can those tips are replaceable. It's good to keep some on hand. That one's looking a little rough, but we'll keep using it for now. I've got a tip on here. This isn't the gas tip. You buy this separately, and it's for specifically for flux core, but I like to take that off as well, just to keep it nice and open. Okay, so then you want to get access to the welder. You just open the panel on the side, and you can see we got an empty spool of wire. It ran out. You always run out at the worst possible time. Just quick note, somebody asked me about the settings between gas and flux core. There's a little diagram right in here, right inside, and I want to say right out of the box mine was set up for flux core. I didn't have to change anything, but it's a simple change to do if you are going to buy a regulator and a tank and go with gas. So there's this little knob here. You unscrew it and it releases the tension, and it'll flip down, and then this will flip up. And there's a little silver wheel here. You can see it. Depending on the thickness of the wire, you're going to have to flip that around. I think there's two grooves. One is for thinner wire like 2.3, and the other's for 3.0 or 3.5. There's a spring under this little knob that screws off, so be careful. It's going to want to go flying. And then there's like a kind of a washer, and that's got a D. It only fits on one way. And then your old spool of wire. Again, there's a diagram. It's pretty straightforward. You just follow it. The main thing is you want to make sure the direction of the wire is moving in the right direction, and I've noticed that every type of wire I've used, the label is always facing in. So take that with a grain of salt. Okay, so this is about the trickiest part, because what happens is if you see the wire is kind of melted through there and just kind of held in place, and what happens is when you cut that off, it's going to want to spring out and unspool. So this is where it can be really frustrating and a little difficult. So just be patient with it. I like to kind of try to straighten out the tip of the wire. And there's a little plastic tube that you want to feed that wire into. I like to kind of get it started. And then on the other side there's also a little plastic tube. washer, then your spring. And this spring allows you to change the tension. Like I said, it'll want to uncoil. And you probably can't see that, but you'll see the groove there. You want to make sure that wire's sitting in that groove when you bring this down, the top wheel. Just give it some light tension. Okay. Okay, once you get the wire fed in, you're going to want to turn the welder on. Turn the wire speed up to 10, or to the highest setting. And I think it's a good practice. You hold the whip as straight as possible, and that way it allows the wire to more easily feed. And then you just press the trigger and start feeding wire. It'll take a couple seconds, but it should feed out of the gun. There you go. And then all you're going to do is you can cut off the excess there. Okay, all you're going to do now is you've got the wire out. You can cut off the excess if you need to. And you're just going to thread it through your tip, and you're all set. You want there to be just enough tension on this so it doesn't roll back and unspool, but not too tight that it's difficult for the welder to feed it through. If you have a problem with feeding, a lot of times it's the fact that the wire isn't in the groove, or this could be too tight. So those are a couple things you can look for. Okay guys, hope that helps kind of explain the process. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll try to get back to you. It's a pretty straightforward process once you get the hang of it. Worst case scenario, you got to deal with the wire kind of wanting to unspool itself when you're first getting it set up, but eventually you get the hang of it and it won't be that big of a deal. If you want to see more videos from the Woods Farm, particularly welding videos and Mastercraft product reviews, definitely like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.